Guys, and welcome back to another part of our RPG inventory series. And what I want to do here is I want to start to do the use and create maybe some more items as well. But what I want to do here as well is I just want to make sure that we can actually do some drag and drop this inventory around here, so that we can drag and drop that window around, so it feels more like a draggable window thing, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna close everything, and I'm gonna go ahead, where is my main UI inventory. Let's open up the main inventory widget here, right? And what I'm gonna do here, there's a lot of ways you can actually do this, but let's try to do it in a very simple way here for now, right? So I'm gonna draw, just delete this, I'm just gonna close this, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna override a method. I'm gonna call something called on drag detect, so we're gonna use the same logic in here, right? So we're going to be using the drag detect here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up this. I'm just going to close that now. And what I'm going to do here is that we need to know the canvas slot that this box is on, right? So with that box selected, make sure that's a variable. This main inventory is a variable, so you can actually use it. So I'm gonna drag this variable here. I'm gonna call a method called slots as canvas slots, right? We wanna get the position. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get mouse position on viewport, right? And I'm gonna do something called a drag offset. So I'm gonna make sure this is subtract with whatever is the outcome of this. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna create this variable as I'm gonna call this drag window or drag inventory offset. So I'm just gonna create promote to a variable, and that's the variable name, right? And what I'm gonna do here is we're just gonna create drag and drop operation. Nice. And the payload here is going to be self, right? So it's gonna be himself. It's gonna make sure the drag and drop operation comes in there, which is good. And what we're gonna do here, let me just double check if this is not gonna throw any errors with, it shouldn't throw any errors, right? It's not gonna throw any other errors with our current engine, right? And what we're gonna do here is the on drag detect. So we also need to call a method called mouse. Let me just double check in here. I think we do need to call a method on, yeah, so we do have to do something. Let me just go back in here. We need to open up here and search for a method called on mouse button down, right? And we kind of have to do the same thing that we did for the slot inventory, but we don't have to create a widget this time. So we're gonna call a method that called drag detect if pressed. You can choose any key you want. I'm just gonna use left mouse button, or you could use the right one, whatever you want. I'm just gonna plug this here. And let's see if this is gonna throw any other errors with our inventory existing logic. So it's not throwing any errors, which is awesome. Nice. So what we want to do now is we want to call a method now, which is called on drag over, right? So there's a method in here that as you drag the window across, it moves the window with the position of the mouse. So we're gonna go back to override here, and we're gonna call a method called on drag over, right? It's gonna open up that method, which is nice. And right now, what I wanna make sure here is that the operation is the same as self. So we wanna make sure that they match the type. They should match, but you just wanna make sure we're dragging the same window around. I'm gonna create a branch here, and let's plug. Right, so if it's true, then is actually where we can do the magic. So we're gonna get the mouse, get mouse position on the viewport, so it adapt to your screen size. I'm gonna make sure that this is gonna be subtract with the drag inventory offset, right? And then we can get this main inventory here. Go back here to the drag graph. We're gonna call a node here called slot as canvas slot. And then in here, what we can do is we can call a method called set position. And this is gonna ask for an offset or a new position, which is gonna be this. And we can hook this up here. And we can make sure the return at this point is true. I'm just gonna create another return here as well, just to make sure that's false, so it doesn't do anything. So let's see if this is actually gonna work properly. So we're gonna open up here, and we should be able to see that working. So let's do some investigation why this is not actually working. So if I just do a print string here, let's make sure that this is, it is detecting, which is good. So it is detecting the drag and drop operation. Maybe it could be to do with this operation, this. So, oh yeah, sorry. We need to get payload. That's the error, because operation is not yet. It doesn't mean anything. If I show you here, I think I can just do break. But basically, a payload is, if you go confused what's this payload, the operation is basically this here. When you create a drag and drop operation, it has all those methods. It's because the payload here is the target, so we need to make sure we're getting the target right in there. And then let's try, and that should move around. So yeah, we are able to move our window around, so it resets as well. You could do as well in a way that you can make sure that that window gets set up to the bottom. But I think for the purpose of this, it makes sense just to reset every time you go around. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this part here. I'm just gonna compile and save. And what I'm gonna do here, I know that this is a very short video for now, so I'm just gonna stop for now, because this is just more related to UI. And now in the next part, we're gonna actually start to work on use items. It should be very quickly as well. We are almost finishing our inventory system, but in the next part we're gonna start to do the use thing. So I just wanted to do this small refinement because I think it's a quite nice feature to have. You can drag and drop your inventory, your window, and your item in a way that bump up here. So it's nice to have this going around. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I see you guys